Hier's almal terug, Groot FM 90.5 en op kyk net. Dis die groot ontbyt. Ons het 'n vermaaklikheidsgas saam met ons in die ateljee. Brandon Auret, a big welcome.
Baie dankie.
Yeah, we're going to chat about the movie Samson.
Yes, well done.
And Delilah, but we're going to focus on Delilah.
Yes,
Nee.
absolutely.
Maar die
Absolutely.
fokus is altyd op Delilah, want agter elke man...
Staan 'n Delilah.
Steve of
Nee, nie noodwendig, hooplik nie.
Steve of my.
Dis agter elke kind.
Ja.
Maar nee, die
Ek het niks gesê nie.
grappie Steve.
Distansieer myself.
Nee, maar weet
Nee,
jy
ek ook nie.
weet jy dat hierdie man, nee, het al alles gedoen, van Hollywood, Chappie, Elysium tot stage productions. Hy was in Z gewees.
Nooit.
Ons weet nie eers alles
Ons
van
weet nie als nie. Maar
Ja.
die ongelooflikste is dat jy nou Delilah speel.
Yeah, I know. And apparently I did a good job.
But before we're going to get to the movie, that exactly I want to pick it up from Suan. It's just a background about yourself. Where were you born?
Ek was in Springs gebore. And actually,
Nooit.
I was born in Brakpan, and then I moved to Springs and I grew up in Springs. Yeah.
And
in the
schooling, everything.
Yeah, CBC.
Can you
I went to a
believe?
nice Catholic school.
A nice Catholic school.
Yeah, that's why things have turned out the way they have.
Daar is katholieke skole in Springs nie.
Yeah, no, it's, it was weird because and what people don't really get this is that during the apartheid era in the 80s and 70s and 80s and that there were multiracial schools, and Christian Brother College was one of those. So I was, very lucky to, go to a school that was multiracial at a very young age.
That's amazing. I know there's one in Bloom as well.
Yeah, they're all over
quite
the
big,
place.
Ja. In die drama gogga, waar het jy gebyt? Op skool. Al klaar, you go into sport as well.
Yeah, my brother's a sportsman. My broer is die golfspeler in het. En ek het van baie ek was baie jonk. Probably sat at 5 when I watched my first film. I watched Return of the Jedi, the Star Wars, and I kind of went, "Yeah, that's what I want to be." And I'm going to say, "No, you can't be a Jedi." I said, "No, it's not the Jedi that I want to be. I want to do that." That was about 1985.
Sure.
I attended drama lessons and did my first semi-professional show in 1996. Started
Can you
6.
believe-
I did my first semi-professional show with a cast of kids and professional directors and producers. And Andy Weir, funny enough, was one of the producers at the stage, and he was a big guy in the industry at that time. So yeah, I mean, I think I was very like my mom. It always goes back to the woman in my life.
Natuurlijk.
Yeah, of course. Not
En
even.
sy's nie 'n Delilah nie.
Nee. Sy's a Samson. I can tell you that much. She allowed me and my brother to do the things that we wanted to do and discover the things that we didn't want to do at a very young age. And I think at a very young age discovered that, I don't want to do anything else. I want to do this. And
That's amazing.
she
encouraged you.
Yeah.
That's amazing. We're going to pick it up from there. Daar's baie dankie François. Ons gaan aan met ons gesprek. Ons gesels met Brandon Auret en hy speel in die film. Dis die roep TV film Samson en hy begin môre. Just to go back to you before we get to the movie. For you, beside this project, the highlight projects that you worked on the past 20 years. What was really standing out? Because I mean, if you Google your name, just the pictures, you've played in so many roles. You're different people. It's like same guy, it's the same guy.
Yeah. Look, I think I had probably the best acting coach that this country could provide. Unfortunately, he died a couple of years ago. There's a guy called Rene Trudeau, who was my acting lecturer at Pretoria Technikon.
That is legendary.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So he instilled that in me at a very, very early part of my studying. Was that in order for you to become an actor, you've got to go to very uncomfortable places emotionally, in your mind, and physically, which became kind of like my motto in life. For every character that I challenged, I would go with the physical part of the character and then allow that to be the reason for his emotional and all of that stuff. So, and I think a lot of actors work the other way, but the reason I do that is because I believe your physical status will affect your emotional and your mental status at the same time. People go to gym and feel good. Mentally they're good. So I've always worked it on that. So that's why I've been able to look. I've stuffed my body up a little bit. I mean, I put on I think 17 kilograms for Chappie, and then I had to lose another 10 for Broken Darkness, and then I had to pick up another 10 for. It's been an up and down thing. So, but it's what I do, and it's how I've kind of created my own kind of niche in the market as a South African actor.
Ja, jou fisieke aandeel tot jou acting is baie belangrik. Alles van dans tot fisiese oefeninge en jy sê jy skiet ook baie want jy het al baie verskillende wapens hanteer in jou lewe.
Yeah, I have. I grew up. People get I hunt. I'm all about, if you're prepared to kill an animal and slag it and eat it, then you deserve it. You know what I mean? And it's not like we shoot with rifles either. We bow hunt, so we walk and stalk. And again, it's just me being out in nature and getting away from the world. It's you alone in the bush, and I love being in the bush because I find a lot of like solace there, and it's also another skill set. I've learned to shoot a lot of weapons because I choose to, not because I've had to. I do different kinds of sports to improve my skill set as an actor. So I do a bit of rock climbing, I do a bit of this, I do a bit of that, and all of it all adds up to the end goal, which is to keep working, I guess.
And then this movie, it's massive. It was
huge.
about 80 million to do. We do Afrikaans movies for 3 million.
Yeah.
And there's some international cast. Tell us about this whole project and your role. What do you play? Who do you play?
Okay, so I play a character called Ashdod, who's kind of the prince's hitman. Again.
Again?
I just want people to know, I actually have played some normal roles.
Yeah.
There are a couple of movies out there that people haven't really seen, like Durban Poison and Broken Darkness and all that. Well, actually normal, if you want to call it that. But
mostly abnormal.
Yeah, mostly abnormal. Yeah. That's easy for me. Look, I think biblical stories, in the long run, people are always going to look at faith-based movies and always kind of go, it's like what we used to do with South African music and South African films. We'd be like, oh, it's a South African song. Oh, it's a South African film. And that whole concept has changed now because we are now referring to films as films because we've got a lot of crossover. We've got South Africans in American films and Americans in South African films. And it's this whole, like, the world has come together and it's like this cross-breeding that's happening in the industry.
And it's improving the quality.
100%, because I believe that actors in South Africa have really upped their game. If you go and look, there's a few actors in America that are doing really, really well at the moment. And it's a matter of, you have to. To sit around and wait for jobs to happen and fall in your lap, it's... I know that some people think that that's what happens. You leave tech and you get your first role and that's it, you made. It doesn't work like that. For some people it does. A lot of reality programs will lead you to believe that that's the way it is. But at the end of the day, being an actor or being involved in the entertainment industry is never going to be easy.
Sure.
It's something that you must want to do because there's a lot of hard times but the good times and the fun times outweigh that, like,
the bad times. How close did they stay to the biblical story? I know Noah, there was funny stuff and there was people were creative, but I loved it.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Samson is a script. His whole life is a script.
So I think what's really great about the way this movie was written is it's based on 3 or 4 verses, and they've taken those verses and elaborated on Samson's life. So the beginning, the middle, and then the end.
Yes.
Obviously, we know from Delilah so there's a prequel to that. There's like a pre-story to all of that, where Samson growing up, his father, his brother, and all of that. And then Delilah steps in, and the king and the prince and all that. And that's where the story as we know it happens. And it's really beautiful because the actor that plays Samson is a guy called Taylor James. And it's just like, I really, really, really appreciated his performance because the beginning of the film, he's this boisterous young boy. He's just having fun. He's a bit of a charmer. He's always playing around with the girls in their village and that. And then he accepts God's blessing upon him.
Yes.
And it changes him. And that change in the movie is so drastic that although he's the same age, his character changes and becomes older and he looks but just his emotional, he aged the emotion of Samson.
Wow.
He aged, and I just sat there going,
How did he do it?
wow,
Amazing.
it's just wow, and that's what I love about being an actor, is that don't ever think that you know everything, because I sit now and watch other actors and I get impressed, and I'm like, damn, I wish I know. Wow.
Yeah, I want to see it.
You know what I mean? So for me, that inspiration, art inspires me, real art, not pretentious art, not wannabe art, not anything that's got to do with, like, find the art in you and let that be the reason you do it. Don't do it because of I don't know, Instagram and Facebook
Yes.
and fame. Because there's a lot of people walking around there going, I'm so famous and I've got so much to do, but in reality, their lives suck. So, you
Yes,
know,
that's
you know what I mean?
the moment you meet someone now.
I love to watch artists develop, and I love to see how art becomes life, and life becomes art. It's that whole thing. And watching people that have dedicated their lives to this thing called acting still inspires me.
Sure.
Yeah.
Brandon, that's all we've got time for. Al wat ek wil sê, so anders ook 'n akteur en so jy moet jou sokkies nou optrek.
Ek's 'n aktrise.
Ja, mens mag nie meer aktrise, kry net akteurs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Soos 'n redakteur.
En al- ek
Aren't
wil
you
sê-
just, I'm sorry, this political correctness,
Ja.
it must duck, hey?
Nee, moet. Jy's 'n aktrisetjie.
I'm
Geen
so...
idee, al wat ek wil sê is ons ons producer is verlief op jou
Awesome.
en ons sal jou aan dit voorstel.
voorstel.
You know.
Great.
Dit was nie die regte
Wonderful.
woord te gebruik nie.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks
That's
for having me.
screaming in my
Dankie.
ear.
Ons wil baie graag na daai fliek sien. Jy-
Definitief.
Ja.
Dit begin môre, so maak seker jy kyk Samson en dis nou
And just to
op
let you
die
know
afstand.
quickly, I've got a couple other films coming out this year. So Mia and the White Line is going to be a big one.
Oh,
We shot that over 3
I'm
years.
very good friends with Dania in,
Yeah.
in the appearance.
Oh, she is.
She's fantastic.
Stunning.
We'll definitely get you in again for that
Ja,
movie
ja,
because
ja.
I mean you're a great guest. Thanks
thank
my
you.
man. Daai ons gaan definitief oor praat nê, by on the White Line, dit gaan massive wees.